Did you see the inflation, by the way? The McDonald's price inflation?
No.
Okay, so check this out. So I didn't have this on the docket for today, but now we're gonna pull it up. So okay. In 2019, end of 2019 price, medium fries at McDonald's. I even have Taco Bell numbers here. Guys, Taco Bell was Neil's favorite restaurant before. In fact, that's where I met Neil in person before at a Taco Bell. So anyway, I digress. So McDonald's price increases. End of 2019.
To go back, Eric didn't meet me randomly at a Taco Bell. It was because that's where he used to do my meetings.
He's like, yeah, let's meet at Taco Bell. Anyway, so medium French fries, $1.79. McChicken, $1.29. Okay, the most important one, Big Mac, $3.99. Okay, mid 2024 price.
Wait, okay, go back. Let's focus on.
Let's just
Big
go
Mac.
one. Let's go on one. Big Mac.
Okay, and start with the year all over again.
Okay, Big Mac, end of 2019, $3.99. Now, mid 2024 price. Guess. Big Mac. One Big Mac.
$5.29.
$7.49.
Wow.
That's 87% increase. Okay, pick one. You want French fries, McChicken, 10 McNuggets?
French fries.
10 McNuggets. Come on, 10 McNuggets.
10 McNuggets.
Okay.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay, end of 2019 price, $4.49. Guess mid 2024 price.
$8.
Close, $7.58. So 68% increase. Cheeseburger was the biggest one. Cheeseburger was $1 in 2019. Now it's $3.15. 215% increase.
One to the $1 meal.
No,
menu or whatever.
$1. I think it's like a $5 menu now. Yeah. Okay, Taco Bell price. Let's do one more. What's your favorite thing on Taco Bell?
Wait, let's go back to McDonald's really quickly. Did you know when I was in Brazil last trip, I ate McDonald's?
You did?
First time in a long time.
Why?
Dude, we were going from Florianopolis to a farming village, which was like 2 hours away for another event.
Oh, yeah.
And there was nothing that we can end up finding. And I had to go pee. So I was with some of the guys on my Brazil team. Marink was in the car. He's like, dude, you cannot eat McDonald's. And I had to pee so bad. And I thought it was like a 30-minute drive, not a 2-hour drive, right? And after like 45 minutes, I'm like, guys, I need to go to the restroom. And I didn't tell them I need to go to the restroom. I'm like, oh, McDonald's, let's just stop there. So we ended up stopping there. I ended up going pee first. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. I don't eat this stuff. I'm like, I just had to go to the bathroom. So then we order food. Dude, guess how long it took me to get food in the McDonald's?
An hour?
30 minutes to just get the food out. It wasn't a big order. Got some chicken nuggets and ate some French fries. No joke. Their systems and processes, at least in the one that we stopped in Brazil, was just so
broken.
terrible.
Yeah.
It was so broken. People just do random things and they move. So everyone was complaining in there. Not me, though. I wasn't really looking forward to eating McDonald's, so it didn't really matter.
Was it good?
No, it was not good. It tastes the same in the US, by the way, as it does in Brazil. And for me, at least, I'm not saying McDonald's food is terrible. I'm just saying I don't like the taste of it.
Yep.
But what was funny is, their digital kiosk was broken and they wouldn't take my order in the front. And I'm like, that's bad marketing. And in Brazil, if you look at the McDonald's, they have different star ratings, okay? Like online. The ratings aren't based on the food quality. For a lot of the fast food places in Brazil, the ratings, like the online Yelp reviews or whatever Google reviews, is based on the service and how good they are at delivering the expected service to you.
But it wasn't good because it took 30 minutes.
Exactly. So that place that we stopped in had a 1-point-something star.
Oh, wow.
So it's interesting. I learned a new marketing lesson. Not all star ratings for restaurants, depending the country you're in, is based off of the quality of the food or the dining experience. It's more so, were they happy with the service and, did it come out at a time?
I think that actually makes more sense because if it's just quality of service, you would kind of put in the quality of the food there, right? You would assume that they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I think that's a harder rating, actually.
But some McDonald's in Brazil are rated like 4 stars because they're on top of getting you food at a timely manner and it's
I like that rating more. Okay, let's do one for Taco Bell. Okay, you can pick here. Beefy 5-layer burrito, okay? Nachos Belgrande.
Nachos Belgrande.
Why? Why Nachos Belgrande?
Because I've had them.
Okay. End of 2019 price, $3.29. What's mid 2024 price?
$8.
No, that's too high. $5.89. So 79% increase. So basically, McDonald's average across 5 items, 141% increase. Okay. Average price increase across these 5 items for Taco Bell, 57%. So all that to say is, look, times are tough still. And the good way of looking at how tough times are is when you look at McDonald's when their sales are going down and when Starbucks sales are going down.
Dude, I agree with you. And it was funny because CNBC had an article that they published the other day. The economy is tough depending on which CEO you talk to. Because there's some franchises, even for like fast food, that are doing somewhat well.
Yep.
I think Sweet Green is one of them that's doing
Sweet Green's
decently
doing really
well.
well.
Yeah.
Had it twice in the last 2 days.
It's a good place.
It's a good deal too.
And it's healthy.
Yep.
And some are struggling and are slowing down. Like Lowe's just put out earnings. Lowe's they beat expectations. So good for Lowe's.
Home Depot's struggling.
Home Depot's struggling, but Lowe's and Home Depot are very similar businesses.
Yeah.
Similar marketing strategies as well.
All right, everyone. Quick message from the Agency Owners Association. So this is the peer group for agency owners that Neil and I both put together. This is for people that are doing 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, even 9 figures as well. And we're all here to help you grow your agency faster. In this group, we share leads. We share learnings with each other. It's a community where people can ask questions, their most burning questions, personally, professionally. We'll share templates, reports, things like that. We're constantly adding more value to the group. I will tell you that the price is continuing to increase. The good news is that there's no long-term commitment. So you can just learn more by going to marketingschool.io/agency. Once again, that's marketingschool.io/agency to learn more. And we hope to see you inside. For us, at least in the agency world, I think 2023 got tougher. I'd say that's tougher. So we've been in 2 years of quote unquote B2B recession. Now it seems like there might be a little eye or like a little light at the tunnel, but still we don't really know, right? So it just depends on the industry that you're in. But I don't think the consumer is winning right now.
I don't think the consumer is winning right now either.
Yeah, because my childhood mall, so in Arcadia, right? I walk by, there's so many stores that are closed, and then there's everything, like you walk by stores, a lot of 30% off, 40, 50% off, 60% off. And it's just like it doesn't seem like the consumer is trying to shop right now.
Dude, I went to the dentist yesterday, all right? And they did something that was really clever marketing strategy. So I went to the dentist and my bill was $4,600. No joke, $4,600.
For what?
One cavity.
How do you have cavities right now?
First cavity I ever had in my whole life.
How?
I don't know.
You eat a lot of sugar?
No.
What?
It was at McDonald's in Brazil.
Nuggets,
the McDonald's in Brazil caused it. I'm joking. Probably not caused by that. But first cavity. And it was in between 2 of my teeth. So they had to drill them down or whatever and put it in between. They're very painful. But not actually that painful. They numbed me. So it wasn't bad. Okay. But I felt it after, like, not really, but like my mouth was just tired.
Damn.
And $4,600. Now, when I was signing the forms to paid, one, they were just like, we notified you in advance on the price. They're like, because I'm like, yeah, I keep getting emails asking for something. Like, no, this notification that it's going to be $4,600 to make sure you're okay with it. And I'm like, well, I'm not really okay with it. And I wanted to get the price down. And then the one lady's like, you got a black card. Why are you worried about the price? And I'm like, this is why I have a black card, because I'm worried about spending money.
Yeah,
and I try
this
to
is how I make more money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I only have the black card because Amex gives you 50% off when you buy airline tickets using points, right? 50% off is massive.
Neil is the only person I know that's tried to justify the benefit of the black card. All my other black card friends like, no, it's stupid.
No, on the price of the points. So if your airline ticket is $20,000, if I book it with points, they'll give it to me for half off. They give you a 50% rebate.
Really?
Yes.
So if you book first class Emirates,
instead of 20, it ends up being 10,000.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that a new benefit?
No, they've had it for a while. That's the only reason we've kept them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We canceled. We had 4 black cards in total, and we're now down to 2.
How many millions of points do you have right now?
Not that many. I think we're only at 5 or 6 million left.
Who uses them?
Family.
Oh,
I don't use them myself anymore.
Yeah.
I used to have like well over 10 million points. But the point I was getting at is when I was paying the 4,600, the way they get you is they say, hey, would you like 2 years, 0% APR? I'm like, I can amortize out the payments for 2 years. Pay it over time. Yeah. No interest. And I was open to that. But then the moment, because I can make money on my money until then. Yeah. But the moment that I found out I had to fill out paperwork to get that, I was like, no, it's okay.
Because it's a loan.
It's a loan, but I didn't want to fill out the paperwork.
Yeah.
But interesting thing that they do in marketing that's creative is 1, I think that's smart. 2, dude, have you ever been to a dentist when you sit down in the office, you have a view of a whole city? It's like I have a view of most of LA from their office. The third thing that they do is interesting is when you're on their chair, it's a massaging chair, And even when it puts you all the way down, it still massages you. And there's a TV above in the ceiling and you're looking up and you can watch whatever you want.
Neil goes to rich dentist. I go to the Hello Kitty dentist in Temple City and I see Hello Kitty in my place and like little Sanrio characters. That's all I get. So.
But don't you think that's amazing marketing for a dentistry?
I think it's great. I think that's how you get word of mouth because it's a story like the one you just told and you hear people like repeating these stories. So.
And they're packed. They're literally booked. It takes weeks to get an appointment. And I'm like, what the heck at these prices? But in, Beverly Hills, people pay them and there's a line out the door to go to.
I still think it's a hard business because you have to be there. So
it is a hard business, but I bet you that business is very profitable based on the price you charge. And I think it's a great dentist practice overall.
All right, so I wanted to take a second to tell you about Leveling Up Founders. This is an event / mastermind for people doing 7, 8, 9 figures. These are founders that are doing that amount. And we've been doing this event for a couple years now. We've had amazing speakers, but more than anything, it's about the people. What I mean by that is like-minded people want to hang out with like-minded people. And this is the best spot to connect with people of a certain caliber, and we vet every single person that comes through. So if people are, even though they make a lot of money, but their character, we don't really align with that, we're not necessarily going to let them in. We did this event in Beverly Hills, and it's happening in the beginning of August. All you have to do to learn more about it is just go to levelingup.com/founders. Again, it's levelingup.com/founders. If you want to hang out with amazing people, Neil, my podcast co-host, is going to be there. I'm going to be there. People like Syed Balki, he will be there as well. And again, it's going to be a great time. Levelingup.com/founders to learn more. And we'll see you inside. By the way, I just came back from an interview with Bryan Johnson, the Don't Die guy, the Braintree Venmo guy.
And as a side note, Eric, when he was talking about Brian from Air Chat, he's talking
Different
about
guy.
Brian Norgard,
yeah,
who's
smart product guy,
head of product at Tinder, and before that, he sold a company to either MySpace or Fox. So no, I know it's one or the other. It was either MySpace or Fox, but at the time, MySpace was owned by Fox.
No idea.
Yeah, I know Norgard. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then now you just got done with the meeting with Brian, the Braintree Brian.
Braintree Venmo. So it's called Braintree Venmo. Bryan Johnson. So he has a new movement called Don't Die, and he's all over the news. He's like transfusing his blood, with his son and then also his dad. Which there's some interesting stuff behind that. He's injecting his Johnson with Botox.
So his
penis?
his private parts. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So he's doing all these things, right? And we got to a part.
Why would you put Botox in your private part?
And so I asked him that. And so, because I was like, do you have like wrinkles in your penis or something? He's like, no. He's like, Botox actually does a lot more for you than just that, right? It has like, has 10 or 20, 30, maybe even like 100 different benefits. And basically, so this is a side thing for men out there, but the reason he's doing this, he does like electromagnetic waves. I think it's sound therapy. That's right. For his penis, and he also does Botox. The reason for that is because you want to have multiple boners per night. This is what he said. This is his words, right? And so the more you have, the healthier you are. That's like one of the markers of your health. We talk about VO2 max, we talk about grip strength and things like that. The number of times you have boners and how long you have boners per night. And guys don't usually know, right? Guys, this is not a health podcast, but I'm going into the marketing piece. Just let me get there. So anyway, he's sharing stuff like that. And then he gets to a point where he's on Twitter right now. He's going after AG1. So Athletic Greens, they do really well. They spent like $40 million on podcast last year. So he's kind of going after them, saying, "Hey, look, like all the claims you guys make are like baseless. Like you guys don't even show how much stuff you have, how much of each ingredient you have in your product, blah blah blah." So he's like, on one end, he's attacking people like publicly, right? And that helps him get reach. On the other side, he does a lot of research, right? So he's, how we talk about microplastics and all that. Sorry, guys. But so he is doing studies on all food out there and showing how much microplastics there are. He's also doing other studies on, I think, how much, Brad, was it metal? Heavy metal. How much heavy metals are. So he's basically doing, on one end, it's like he's vilifying someone. On the other end, he's creating a lot of data that other people otherwise wouldn't have access to. And I think that's a nice way to do content marketing. That's how he's getting bigger and bigger.
I also think he's getting bigger and bigger with content marketing because his TAM is big.
Mm-hmm.
His content is about health, nutrition, living long.
Don't die.
Which is applicable to pretty much any adult human, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a 15-year-old or 16 or even 18-year-old is thinking about death. I don't even think a 21 or 25-year-old is thinking about death.
You know what he said? he said a really interesting quote. I think it was making money is the most expensive thing you can do. Is that that's what he said, right? I'm paraphrasing.
Why would making money be the most expensive thing you can
I
do?
think my interpretation of that, we didn't get to dig in because it was towards the end, but my interpretation is I think he's saying that trying to take in short-term profits, like that becomes really expensive because when you sacrifice and you wait for long term, like you're going to make a lot more. So his whole thing is he's not gunning for an exit with this company. He's building it for long term. He said he's trying to build religion, and like the next level is like how do you build like a god, right? So he's like going like super. You talk about large TAM, like religion is everybody.
So with his market and him saying that he's not trying to make money, or making money is, what was the quote again?
Making money is the most expensive thing you can do.
Do you also think it could be making money is the most expensive thing you can do because you put a lot of stress? They say CEOs have some of the most stressful jobs, and that ruins your health and maybe may not make you live as long.
So I asked him at the end of this, I said, hey, are you, because he sold Braintree for $800 million. I was like, are you way happier and way less stressed doing this? And he's like 100,000. He basically said, I'm paraphrasing, 100,000%, right?
Whoa, wait, you want to know why? Because he had that Braintree money.
And I said that. I said, you made your nut already, right? And that's why you're like good. You're at peace now.
Give me $800 million too, and I'll tell you I'm not stressed and life is great.
Yeah,
I'm ready for my check.
But wait, what was the question you asked again?
Is he saying that? Whatever the quote was, I forgot it again.
Here, I'll give it to you. So making money is the most expensive thing you can do.
Yes. And what I was saying is, does he feel making money is the most expensive thing because it can impact your lifespan due to all the stress that it causes?
I don't think that's the case, because we got to this quote through, I asked him why he gave away his book on audiobook for free. And his whole thing is he wants to give us away as much content as possible and not try to monetize it right now, and then instead wait for 5, 10, 15, 20 years and let the religion, this movement compound. And I mentioned to you, he has someone really famous going to his place tonight. And so it's clear that this movement's catching on. He has a lot of celebrities reaching out to him about this stuff.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And when you have a phrase called "don't die" and that's your movement, like, okay, that's something people can get behind. Like people can either really hate it or people can really love it. So it's polarizing.
You should talk to him about like Warren Buffett.
Mm-hmm. Warren
Buffett eats McDonald's for breakfast,
yeah,
drinks Dr. Pepper or Diet Coke or one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still pretty healthy for his age.
So yeah, I mean, that's a good point. But, his response is probably going to be like, well, that's an outlier. And I did press him on this, and we can move on after this. But I was like, some of the doctors out there, like Dr. Peter Attia, Dr. Andrew Huberman, Dr. Mark Hyman, like all these longevity experts, right? They eat meat, they eat fish, and they get a lot of sun, right? And I said, so why don't you do it? And he's like, well, at this longevity summit, the YPO longevity summit, he's like, who shared their biomarkers? I was like, you did. He's like, did anybody else? And so his whole thing is like, my biomarkers crush everybody else's. And so like, until they can beat mine, then like they can, so.
F off.
Yeah. He didn't say that, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at it as the reason his marketing does so well is because he's taking things to the extreme. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Mm-hmm. I agree with you on the Warren Buffett. He's an outlier. I'm not associated with McDonald's and Coke, but I would never give my kids McDonald's and Coke every single day.
You just give it every other day.
I would not even give it every other day or even once a week. Or
how many times
do
you get chicken nuggets
from McDonald's? 3-4 times a year.
Oh wow! Oh, it's a quarterly treat.
You said from McDonald's. I'm not talking about homemade chicken nuggets.
No, chicken nuggets for your kids
from McDonald's.
Yeah,
not homemade chicken nuggets.
Homemade too.
Homemade much more often, multiple times a week, but it's healthy when it's homemade.
Like actual homemade or like
no actual homemade,
TV dinner.
Not in the microwave.
Not TV dinner. Okay.
No, like as in made from scratch.
Okay.
Right?
See, that's rich chicken nuggets.
Even the ketchup is organic.
So anyway, that's it for today, everyone. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. marketingschool.io/agency. We're going to show you all how we build this community. And if you have an agency, we're going to help you build your agency faster. So that being said, we'll see you tomorrow.